In 2015, I met Sarah during our college years. She was sharp, funny, and we clicked right away. By 2019, our bond had deepened, and I was certain she was my future. I worked grueling shifts at the factory, saving every penny for an engagement ring, planning to propose on Christmas at her family's home. A warm, festive moment surrounded by those closest to us. Sarah's family was an interesting mix. Her father, Tom, was laid-back, kind, and always treated me with respect. Her sister, Lisa, was warm, supportive, and genuinely cheered for our relationship. But her mother, Ellen, despised me. No matter how hard I tried, I was never enough in her eyes. She'd make subtle jabs, implying Sarah deserved better or that I lacked ambition. Sarah brushed it off, saying, "That's just Mom." I wasn't convinced, but I kept trying for Sarah's sake, hoping Ellen would eventually come around. For Christmas, I went all out. I gifted Lisa a tablet for her studies after she mentioned needing one, got Tom a premium smoker for his backyard barbecues, and even splurged on an elegant shawl for Ellen, stretching my budget thin in hopes of softening her stance. Sarah was delayed at the hospital where she worked, so I handed out the gifts early. Lisa was emotional, hugging me tightly and saying the tablet was the kindest gift she'd ever received. Tom seemed thrilled with the smoker, and even Ellen managed a curt "thank you" for the shawl. For a moment, I thought I might be winning them over. Then Lisa's demeanor changed. She kept glancing at me nervously, then at Tom, as if wrestling with a secret. She finally pulled me into her room with Tom trailing behind, looking confused. Lisa, tears in her eyes, said, "I'm so sorry. I can't keep this from you." My mind went blank as she handed me a positive pregnancy test. "It's Sarah's," she said. She'd found it a month earlier. Then came the gut punch. Sarah had been unfaithful for nearly a year with a man Ellen had introduced her to. Lisa said Sarah begged her to stay silent while she sorted things out. I was speechless. My heart raced, my hands shook, and my vision blurred. Tom placed a steady hand on my shoulder and said, "I'm sorry, James. If you need to go, we get it." That grounded me. I nodded, thanked Lisa for her honesty, and shook Tom's hand. As I left, I glanced at Ellen, who sat calmly sipping her drink, completely unfazed. I didn't trust myself to speak to her. The drive home was a blur. By the time I reached my apartment, I was a mess of heartbreak, anger, and betrayal. I called my family and spilled everything. My mom was furious. "You're better off without her." My sisters wanted to confront Sarah, but I told them to stay out of it. I just wanted to move forward. That night, Sarah bombarded my phone with texts like, "Let me explain and please talk to me." I ignored them. The next morning, I changed my number, deleted my social media, and began erasing her from my life. It hurt, but I knew I deserved better. Cutting Sarah off wasn't just about ignoring her messages. It was about shielding myself from the chaos she'd brought. I was devastated, humiliated, and angry, replaying every moment, wondering how I missed the signs. She tried everything, blocked numbers, emails, even reaching out to my family with claims like, "It's not what you think," or "You've got it wrong." But what was there to misinterpret? She cheated, got pregnant, and hid it. That was enough. I leaned on my family heavily in those first weeks. My mom made sure I took care of myself, while my sisters bluntly called Sarah trash and urged me to let her go. They reminded me I wasn't the problem, she was. To stay sane, I threw myself into work, taking every extra shift to rebuild my savings. The ring money was gone, but it paled in comparison to the future I'd lost. I rediscovered old hobbies, joined a local soccer league, reconnected with friends, and even tried cooking. I'm still terrible, but it's fun. Slowly, I started feeling like myself again. In mid-2020, a mutual friend texted, "Heard about Sarah?" I almost ignored it, but curiosity won. The guy she cheated with had vanished the moment he learned she was pregnant, leaving her to navigate single motherhood alone. I felt a fleeting sense of justice, karma maybe, but mostly indifference. Her struggles weren't my problem anymore, and I was grateful to be free of her chaos. Then Sarah got my new number and called, begging to talk. I answered, instantly regretting it. She launched into a tearful apology, claiming she'd made a mistake and wanted to explain. I cut her off. "Sarah, I don't care. Nothing you say changes anything." She shifted to guilt, accusing me of being heartless for not hearing her out. I shut that down fast. "I don't owe you anything," I said. "You made your choices, deal with them." Then I hung up. Ellen jumped in next, texting me accusations of being a coward and dodging my duties. I was floored by her audacity. Duties? I wasn't the one who cheated or got pregnant. I blocked her too. Their relentless attempts to pull me back only solidified my decision to stay away. I didn't need their apologies or excuses. I just wanted peace. Over time, the calls and messages stopped, and life felt manageable again. I was regaining control. On Mother's Day, I planned a special lunch at a seafood restaurant with my mom and my sister, Tyra, to celebrate my mom, the rock of our family. It was supposed to be a calm day. It wasn't. As we finished eating, I spotted Ellen and Lisa across the restaurant. My stomach dropped. Lisa looked mortified when our eyes met. Ellen shot me her usual cold stare. Tara, fiercely protective, tensed beside me. Then Ellen's expression shifted, like she'd realized something. It hit me. She must have just figured out Tara, who she'd once accused me of cheating with, was my sister. The irony almost made me laugh. Tyra whispered, "Want me to handle her?" I shook my head, not wanting a scene. My mom gave Ellen a sharp look and said, "Let's go." But Lisa approached, looking desperate. "Can we talk?" "Just a minute alone?" Tyra bristled, but my mom suggested I hear her out away from Ellen. I agreed, curious. Lisa apologized profusely. "I miss you," she said. "You were like a brother." I nodded, letting her speak. She said Sarah was a mess, constantly crying and regretting everything. I'm sorry she's struggling, I replied, keeping my tone steady, but that's not my problem, she chose this. Lisa hesitated, then added, she smashed the tablet you gave me after Christmas. She was mad I told you the truth. That hurt. I'd given her that gift with care, and Sarah destroyed it out of spite. Before we parted, I asked, why did your mom hate me so much? Lisa paused, then dropped a bombshell. She thought you were cheating. She saw you with Tara and didn't know she was your sister. I was stunned. Ellen's misunderstanding had fueled the entire disaster. Her suspicions led Sarah to cheat, lie, and ruin everything. I laughed bitterly at the absurdity. Thanks for telling me, I said, and the tablet might still be under warranty. Check on that. Lisa smiled faintly, and we hugged briefly before I rejoined my family. When I told Tara and my mom, Tara rolled her eyes. So Ellen's not just mean, she's clueless, got it, my mom sighed. James, you're better off without them. She was right. I'd spent years trying to win them over, but they were never worth it. A few days later, Lisa called about the tablet warranty. I met her at an electronics store, and Tom was there too, which was a pleasant surprise. He'd always been decent, even apologizing that Christmas night. We chatted casually while sorting the warranty. Tom thanked me for the smoker, saying he still loved it. Lisa was quiet but grateful. It felt almost normal. Afterward, Tom suggested lunch as a thank you, and I agreed. We talked about his home projects and Lisa's studies, and for once Sarah didn't cross my mind. Then I heard my name. Sarah stood there looking worn and weary. My heart sank. Can we talk? She asked softly, glancing at Tom and Lisa. I stayed seated. What do you want, Sarah? She stepped closer. I need to explain, please. I gave her 5 minutes. She apologized, saying she was confused because Ellen thought I was cheating. You mean my sister? I snapped. Tara's my sister. If you talked to me, we wouldn't be here. Her face fell. I didn't know, she stammered. You could have asked, I shot back. Instead, you cheated for a year, got pregnant, and hid it. I don't care about your reasons. She started crying, saying she wasn't happy and didn't know how to handle it. You could have left, I said. But you lied and betrayed me. That's on you. Tom and Lisa looked uneasy as Sarah sobbed. Please, she begged. I want to fix this. I shook my head. There's nothing to fix. You destroyed everything. Then she said, my son needs a father. He needs stability. I stared at her, incredulous. That's not my responsibility, I said. That's on you and the guy who left. Oh, right, he bilayed, didn't he? She flinched but didn't respond. Why are you so cruel? She whispered. Cruel, I echoed. I worked overtime for your ring, planned a life with you, a home, a family. You threw it away. Don't call me cruel for refusing to fix your mess. Sarah broke down completely, crying into her hands. Tom stepped in. Sarah, enough, he's made his choice, respect it. Sarah turned to Lisa, desperate. You get it right, I regret everything. Lisa looked conflicted but said, I love you, Sarah, but you can't expect him to forget. You made those choices. Sarah, feeling betrayed, stormed out. I sat there, drained. Tom apologized again. You didn't deserve this, he said. You and Lisa have been the only good ones in this, I replied. Later, I told my family. My dad chuckled. Ellen thought she could push you out and fix everything. Look at her now. My mom hugged me. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. I thought I'd feel closure after confronting Sarah, but I felt nothing. Closure wasn't neat or satisfying. It just reminded me of the damage done. Lisa texted a few days later, thanking me for the tablet help and saying, You were like a brother, I miss you. That hit hard. I told her I valued her honesty and held no grudge. She'd been the only one with real integrity. I realized I hadn't just lost Sarah, but also the good parts of her family, like Tom's kindness and Lisa's warmth. Staying in touch, though, risked Sarah creeping back in, and I wasn't willing to chance it. A week later, a mutual friend said Sarah was still trying to reach my old contacts, hoping to sway me. She was struggling as a single mom after the other guy vanished. I didn't feel smug, just relieved I'd walked away. Her problems weren't mine. Ellen, surprisingly, went silent. Maybe the restaurant encounter left her speechless, or maybe she saw the mess she'd caused. Either way, I was done with her. Sarah's claim that Ellen convinced her I was cheating stuck with me. At first, I dismissed it as an excuse, but it made me furious. Ellen's meddling, her baseless suspicion, set everything in motion. Still, Sarah wasn't blameless. She chose to betray me, lie, and then manipulate me. They were both toxic, and I was better off without them. That night, my family weighed in. My dad laughed. Ellen's been scheming since day one, and it blew up in her face. Tara grinned. Sarah's stuck. Ellen's probably losing it, and you're free. That's a win. My mom hugged me tightly. You didn't let them pull you back. That's strength, James. I thought it was over, that I'd found peace, but Ellen wasn't done yet.